Let's talk about a little LA Knight today. I want to talk about this interview that he did not too long ago, but he made a statement on radio station that he just did, an interview that he just had, and he talks about therock. Now, as we know that therock, he's been coming on social media and saying that he's made wrestling cool again, and that people are coming out and the ratings have been skyrocketing, and that everything has just been exploding since he been back. And LA Knight, this is what he says. I hear him saying wrestling is cool again, and he's right. But I just want to make sure that everybody knows it started getting cool again 6 or 7 months before he got there. I'm not saying he can't add to that cool factor, and I'm not saying that he won't. I'm just saying wrestling was cool again before he came back. So let's dive into that right quick. LA Knight says that wrestling was cool, 6 or 7 months before therock came back. I don't know, that probably traces back to when he started receiving his popularity. So we have to examine that and see where he's going with that. But I want to say this. When it comes down to in-ring action, wrestling was cool again before therock came back. There was a particular dry period that went on for years. I'd say that it just didn't really keep my interest. Honestly, WWE wasn't keeping my interest for a long time. And I just kind of faded back until my boy Sting came back. He came to the WWE for the first time. I said, whoa, I gotta start watching WWE again. And I guarantee you, when he came back, WWE ratings just skyrocketed. And it really became cool, so he kind of really helped that on that end. And ever since then, and since he's been gone, it seemed like it's really just been on top, maybe I may be looking at that from a biased standpoint because I'm a big Sting fan. But the ratings was skyrocketing, I will say that. Wrestling was cool again as far as in-ring is concerned before therock came back. therock, he have not really been in a match yet. He's been in a fight with what he did recently by beating the brakes off of Cody Rhodes. It was incredible how he just demolished that man. So he's been doing very great with that. But as far as the in-ring competition is concerned, it have been on top for a while before he came back, probably a couple of years. But I will say this, these wrestlers, and I'm gonna have to come straight down the middle, they're getting better, but they don't know how to bring it on that mic like therock do. And see, that's everything. If it's not everything, it's 95% of the thing, because people are looking for a great character. That character development is so significant in wrestling that a lot of people these days, a lot of wrestlers these days just don't understand. But therock understood that from the get-go. That's why when he had the Maya Villa character, he didn't stick with that long. He jumped right up out of that thing and started getting into that Rock character, and it really just skyrocketed. I mean, that thing became white hot. So this is what makes everything. The wrestling skills, I mean, hey, that is the people coming to see you wrestle, right? But there's a greater portion of people that are coming to see you entertain them and speak something that's going to really get their attention. therock is not the greatest wrestler. Hulk Hogan was not the greatest wrestler. But he understood how to get the people to gravitate to him by the things that he said on the microphone. And therock supersedes him by 1,000 or more. So yes, wrestling is cool again because therock came in and killed that mic so much that he didn't even have to lay a hand on nobody. Rock doing 25-minute promos without even touching people. And he's breaking records. So yeah, as far as him entertaining people, wrestling is cool again. And I think that that's something that LA needs to understand. I will say this, when it comes down to LA Knight, I think he's around 41 years old. So that's a guy, you know, he has this little flicker of Attitude Era and guys of that past era. But when it comes down to hitting this mic, ain't nobody touching the rock. And that's making wrestling cool again. Crown Wrestling.